evening and welcome to Leon Solent for round 3 of the Southern League and Open. It's a really nice night if you're not fishing. There's hardly any wind, and what wind there is, it's from the north, so it's coming off our backs. There's hardly any movement in the water at all. You can just hear it slightly lapping on the shore. It's a lovely night, but I'm not sure that's going to help the fishing much. It's March, which is always a difficult month, and the objective tonight is not to blank, because I blanked last month. And this time of year, really, we'd like some dogfish, but they're much better if there's been a bit of a chop and the water's a bit coloured. So the calm weather is not going to help that. The whiting have mostly moved off. There might be a few little whiting about. And if I can't find those dogfish, because that'll be the objective at the start, see if there's dogfish around. But if there's not, I might end up scratching close and see if we can find some pout, some dabs, some rockling. You've got to have that plan B, but plan A, definitely. We've heard reports during the week of a few dogfish. You never get consistent reports. So some people have said there's loads of dogfish. Other people have said, well, there's a few, but what I hear are very small. But we've got to look. So we're going to take a look to start with for the dogfish. But have that plan B, that if people aren't picking up dogfish, I can come short and scratch around for the little stuff. So let's look at the bait. So some of it's the usual story. I've got my mackerel strip in case there are a few of those whiting around. I've always got a couple of squid, a nice cheap bait, and anything to eat that. I've made up ahead of time some bluey and squid wraps. That's to try to get a bit of scent in the water, see if I can find those dogfish early. But then in case it turns into a scratching match, I've got a couple of wraps of blacks, I've got some ragworm, I've got some blue lug. So we'll see how time goes and whether we get onto those scratching baits or not. But to start with, we're going with the wraps, possibly a bit of mackerel, or maybe a bit of black or ragworm tipped with squid. See what we can find at distance. So that's the end of hour one, and it's not been great. It's not been great generally, because John Delaney, 2 pegs down, had a small dogfish, and a pout, but I've not seen anyone else catch anything. I've had nothing. And second cast, I lost my gear. I thought I had a fish on, and then I lost the rig halfway in. There used to be a pier here, so there are the odd snags out there. When I say used to, I'm talking 50, 60 years ago. I think it was demolished. And but there's still some bits out there. Now perhaps that attracts a few fish, but obviously also you can get stuck on it. So not too good, although let's be honest, I didn't think it was going to be great in the first hour. So just got to keep going. So that's 2 hours in, and I still have another bite. And it's getting a bit frustrating because both the people left and right of me have now had a decent dogfish each. Just one, but they're both good sized dogfish. And the people that are 2 to my left and 2 to my right have had a number of fish each. Nothing big, but they've had a number of fish, and I just can't find a bite. And it's not just tonight, I've just not had a good year so far. I'd had 2 reasonable results by this time last year, and just don't see you've got to find the fish. That last cast, I thought I had something, and I reeled in a load of old gear that someone must have lost in the past. Wonder if I measure that. Wonder how long that is if I measure that. So I've got to keep going, and there's not really much point me changing to plan B and try scratching around because other people have got dogfish. So I've really got to stay on plan A and see if I can find those dogfish, but it's not happening. That's my first bite of the evening. No. Still didn't. I dropped it a little bit shorter that time because I've noticed when I'm reeling in, I'm dragging through something. It might be weed or something like that, but some sort of feature I'm dragging. So I've dropped short, see if I can fish on whatever that is. Well, I'm really not having a good evening. I've got the guy on my left has had 3 or 4 dogfish now. He's catching them on worm, either ragworm or black lug. I've got both, and it's not being taken. The guy to my right's now had 2 dogfish on sand eel. I've got sand eel, and that's not being taken. And then John to the right of him, he's catching them on. He's only getting small stuff, but he's had more than everybody else. And he's getting them on various fish baits. So they seem to be taking anything as long as it's not on one of my hooks. So that's 3 hours gone now, and I've had 1 bite and I missed that. The only thing I can really do is the tide's up a bit now. I can try and drop in a bit shorter. See if I can find a little bit of different ground. Great favour. Oh, 38 centimetres. Oh. Oh. At least I can stop the this time. Another dog? I wonder how. A little dog, tiny. Sorry? Okay. But at least it's not. Oh, that's calm. You're getting a better dog. So nothing all night, and then 2 fish in 10 minutes. And I've not changed anything. Because that's fishing for you. It doesn't make sense sometimes. So that's 4 hours gone. And I suppose that last hour, at least it was better. I'm on the card. I've got a dogfish and a pout. But not a good night for me. Um, it's it's one thing when everyone's struggling and you blank, then you can think, oh well, it happened. But when other people around you are catching fish and you're struggling, then that's harder to take. Everyone seems to have died off the last sort of 15 minutes. I think the tide's high. Hopefully it'll start moving again, and maybe I can pick something else up before we finish. But this has been it's been a difficult one for me. Not good. Well, only 15 minutes to go. So just trying to get the last cast out. So I didn't get anything on the last cast. Another tough night for me, but I'm sure things will get better. And I know they will because I've already filmed the next one. Right, so let's get to the results. So we were fishing over 3 zones. Zone A was actually on a different beach. Zone A was at Stokes Bay. Zone B and C were at Leon Solent, and there were a lot more dogfish at Stokes Bay. So the results. Ben Arnold was first with 443 ounces. Second was Dean Scott Dennis, and third Darren Phillips. Zone B was won by Mike Taylor with 331 ounces, of which 161 ounces was one fish. It was a thornback, and that was the largest fish of the night. Second, Jamie Boyling. Third, Steve Rathbone. And then Zone C, where I was actually won by John Delaney, who was a couple of pegs up for me, with a lot of small fish. I don't think he had very many proper sized dogfish, but he caught so many little fish, he beat everybody. And then second was Russ Preston, and third, Daz Newland. So that's the way it goes. At least I didn't blank this time, and I know there's better to come. So see you next time.